right, we're just rolling out here. It is August 20th today. Really the first time I'm getting out doing anything whitetail related in Iowa here for the year. Had a lease last year, and I actually shot a buck over at muzzleloader. And then unfortunately the landowner decided not to lease the farm again this year. So I ended up losing that. So we're basically back to square one here. Me and Melissa are gonna go check out some public, try and get out a couple cameras, and then maybe do a little bit of velvet scouting here as well. One of the big goals for the year is to hopefully get Melissa on a buck. Been pretty busy with school and stuff like that, so she hasn't been able to get out, do as much hunting as she'd like to, but that's one of the big goals we got on the checklist this year, is to hopefully get her a buck with the bow. We just got back in here. We had to go across a big cornfield, and this is like, I want to say it's like 160 acres-ish, public piece. And on the far end of it, there's a river that runs along the south end of it, but on the far west end of it, it's all hardwoods. This spring when I was shed hunting right here, there's like 3 or 4 trails that kind of cross through, and the cool thing here is a little bigger hardwoods. And it's pretty easy enough trees to hang in, so we can literally position and blow our wind just about any way we want to blow it, depending on kind of how the deer are traveling through here. So we're gonna slap a camera up in here and keep moving. Almost to spot number 2 here. It's been a while since I've been here, so I'm trying to kind of remember where I gotta turn.
Well, no kidding, I fell right here. Look at this. I literally need a hand getting up. I'm serious. Help me. Thank you. We just finished up at our second spot for tonight, and I think that's going to be a wrap for putting up cameras for today. It's getting kind of late. It's already 7:30, so we're going to go do some glassing, see if we can watch any deer and see any bucks. And then we'll call it a night.
We are just heading out here tonight. Going to check out another couple spots of public and try and get a couple cameras out on them here. Both these pieces are actually pieces of ground that I hunted last year. I shot my buck on one of them, and then me and Jim hunted the other one. We got a little bit of a drive. It's a little over an hour to get to these spots, so a little bit further hike than some of the public stuff we were checking out yesterday, but just kind of want to have a few more options for us hunting this fall.
Well, we went out to do some shooting this afternoon, get our bows dialed in for the 2022 fall season. We're getting ready to go out hunting in the next few days, so wanted to shoot a few arrows. We've been on the road traveling the last few weeks, so there hasn't been a lot of time for us to shoot, and just getting back in a routine today, and then we'll get out hunting soon.
It is Monday, October 3rd, and Mike and I just got set up here in the tree. It's about 4:45, little bit last year, but it's my first time hunting in Iowa. It's actually my first sit in Iowa tonight. So when we first came into this spot, we saw 4 or 5 deer playing around in the water behind us, probably about 100 yards from where we set up here. And I don't think they ever heard us because they've been playing the whole time, just running around in the water, so that was kind of fun to watch. We've had a couple of decent bucks through here and in the last couple of weeks, but nothing consistent, so we're just gonna give it a shot tonight and see if we get lucky. It's about 20 to 7, and we have seen a lot more deer than we thought we would on our first sit. When we came in, we had a bunch of does playing in the river, and then since then we've seen probably 5 or 6 different bucks, mostly from the field behind us here. So we've had a really good night so far, and we'll see if anything else comes out before dark here. Gotta get the snacks. It's about 6:45, and we're just wrapping up the last few minutes of daylight here. And we sat in a spot called Mountaintop tonight. It's just on the top side of the hill that we hunted a couple days ago. Weren't really sure what to expect here, if we'd see deer at all or not, but we did see a doe and a fawn probably about 10 minutes ago. So my guess is there's probably a little bit more activity at the bottom of the hill, but we're happy. We're happy that we saw deer and we had another good sit here. We'll see if anything else comes through in the next few minutes of daylight. Otherwise, it's gonna be a wrap for today.
It's October 11th here today. Just about headed out here. Gonna go check out a couple new spots. We've actually had pins on them since earlier this summer. Brennan kind of pointed me into the direction of them. There are a couple spots he shed hunted here this past winter. He said he thinks that they'd be pretty good come rut time. So unfortunately it's canoe access only, so got the canoe strapped today. Got to paddle in quite a ways to get in there. It'll be a little bit of work to get in there, but I got a feeling it'll be pretty good once we can get it all checked out. But just gonna go in there by myself today and kind of see what it looks like, scout it out, maybe get a set or two hung and maybe a camera or two also. Looks like we're at the end of the road here, trying to get back on this piece of public. And it's been a little bit of a struggle. Thought it was gonna be a nice easy canoe ride in here. Half the stuff here we've had to pretty much pull the canoe through the water. And we just got to this spot and big tree fell down through the creek, so not gonna be able to portage probably through that. We're about halfway into the spot here, so probably gonna just ditch the canoe here, throw some stands on my pack and try and pack in the rest of the way here. We just got to our second stand location here. We're only probably 250, 300 yards from where I hung that first set. Straight east, kind of a cool spot. There's the main creek that we came in on is 15, 20 yards just north of me. The stand we're gonna hang in is right off the creek. It's not a very big tree. It's a little maple tree. We'll probably get like 8 feet off the ground, but I think we'll be plenty hid in that tree. I'm gonna put a Moultrie camera here, see what's shaking on it. There's a scrape already started here, so I'm just gonna open that up more and put a little black widow in it and see if we can get some of these bucks checking it a little bit more regular. It's kind of a little pocket here where there's a little bit of thick cover, so I imagine they feel pretty safe in here. So we're gonna get this set hung, get the camera up here, and we should be pretty much done with this spot. We just got set up here. It's a little bit before 4 o'clock. This is my first sit of the year in Iowa. I was lucky enough, Brennan shot a buck here the other day, JP, so that kind of freed him up for a couple days. So got Aaron with me to film here tonight and tomorrow for this cold front. Couldn't have worked out any better. We got perfect weather here the next couple days. We're hunting a piece of public tonight where me and Melissa put some cameras out here. It was early August, and to be honest, it was pretty dead. We didn't have much for activity in here, some does and some small bucks. And then about a week and a half ago, it was just like a light switch went off and there's bucks in here left and right. We had a couple scrapes right below us here, and to the east of us we got an egg field with some corn, and these deer have been kind of transitioning through here. A lot of activity, both mornings and afternoons. We're kind of way back in here, so I think these deer feel pretty safe. That's gonna be about it for the evening. Had a pretty solid sit here. Seen quite a few deer, just not the ones that we were hoping for, but I think we'll be able to get out of here pretty clean. These deer all kind of, that we're feeding here on this oak ridge, I think they all kind of fed to the south, so we should be able to slip out of here just fine. And we'll be back in here probably tomorrow. The weather's gonna be perfect again, so we'll probably give this one more shot here for the week. We snuck in here, ran into a couple deer. We kind of had to hang tight for a little bit, and they ended up kind of working this ditch up to the east of the stand, going up into the CRP. The weather conditions just feel absolutely perfect tonight. Clear skies, just beautiful. Beautiful night to sit in the tree. Hopefully we can get it done tonight. We're just about on a light here for the evening. We had a pretty productive sit again tonight. I think we've seen, at least a dozen different does and fawns, if not more. Pretty excited to see what the end of the month holds here, closer to the rut, because I feel like just with the amount of deer that we've seen here at night, come November, it's going to be an absolute zoo in here, I think.
Well, things just change pretty quickly, as they do. Didn't see a deer till probably about 6:30, and then during the last 10 minutes of shooting Lite, we had a couple of bucks come in behind us here. It almost sounded like they were making their way over here. I don't know, something just startled them or what, but they took off running back that way. But for a few minutes we thought they might be coming right underneath our stand, so it was an exciting end to our night here, and I'm glad we got to see some deer. We know we've got a good buck in here. We're just gonna see what the rest of the night brings for us, and if nothing comes through here tonight, then our plan is to be back here again in the morning. it's just really thick in here, so I never got a shot. But it was pretty exciting to watch, and definitely got me looking forward to more encounters with deer like that. It was pretty quiet here for about an hour, hour and a half, and then about 20 minutes ago we had a little forker buck coming from behind us with 2 does, and they were around here for probably half an hour before they headed out to the field. So we've seen a good amount of deer and nice buck this morning, so it's been a great morning, and we're looking forward to getting back out this afternoon. We are back out here this afternoon. We just got set up here a few minutes ago, and we actually had a buck grunt just across the river here. I don't think he's too far from us, so this is the spot that we sat my first hunt this fall, and we haven't been back in here since then. We've had a few good bucks on camera. There's actually a trail that goes straight through here, right along the river. So we've got a camera down in here, and one buck in particular that I've got my eyes on. I've got high hopes for this spot this evening, so we'll see what happens. We're just wrapping up this evening here. The first couple hours were real slow. We didn't have any deer movement. We did hear something across the river here. There's a buck grunting over there pretty early on. And then just the last 10 minutes of daylight, we had 2 does come across the river, followed by a shooter. Unfortunately, they just came straight across and then went right up the hill. We thought for a bit we might get lucky and the does might come circle back down here and he'd follow, but that's not what happened, so we had another close encounter. Had a real good day out in the woods today, and that'll be all for me for a couple weeks here. We're gonna head back to Wisconsin. Mike's gonna be hunting this coming week, and then we're celebrating my mom's 60th birthday next weekend, so I'm gonna take the weekend off and spend it with family, and then we'll be back at it the following weekend here in Iowa.
We're just cracking daylight here. It's Halloween. It's my 3rd sit of the year in Iowa. Had plans of going actually back to Wisconsin to hunt this week. And then yesterday got news that the top buck I was after there, he got killed by one of the neighbors on Saturday. Luckily, Scott was able to change his flight. I didn't really have anything else. I was super pumped up to get up there to hunt. So told Scott we had enough good bucks running around down here. If we can get down to Iowa and hunt for the week, we're probably gonna be better off. So we've been hunting pretty hard the last couple weeks. I've been mainly behind the camera filming Melissa. We've had some good encounters with some bucks. Just haven't been able to close the deal on anything yet. We'll probably spend a few hours here this morning. There's a spot I really want to get into this afternoon, so we'll give this a chance here this morning, and then later on today we'll make a move and get set up in there for the afternoon. It's about 9:30 right now. We've had a decent morning. Seen a few bucks, a couple does, no shooters, but it was about what I was expecting for deer movement here this morning. We didn't, unfortunately, nothing came through the draw like I was anticipating, but maybe it was just kind of an off day. We're gonna get down here. We got about an hour drive back to the house. I'll eat some lunch here and then head out for the afternoon. We just got into the spot we call Marathon. We call it Marathon because it is a marathon to get in here. We haven't been in the stand now for probably 2.5, 3 weeks. We're gonna hang tight here. Should be a pretty good sit. We've seen some decent movement this morning. Conditions are a little warmer, but it's Halloween. These deer are gonna be up and moving, so I think there's more than one there, but I couldn't tell. Well, we ended up having a little better evening than kind of what I was expecting with it being so warm. We've seen a few bucks tonight. None of our shooters. A little bit less deer than movement than what we've seen last time in here, but it's been a pretty decent night. I'm sure we'll be back in here at some point again. Well, this morning went about as I expected. I figured we were either gonna see a shooter or we were gonna see no deer at all. And we see no deer at all. I don't really want to sit in this spot too late. Most of the activity's been within the first couple hours of daylight. And I think we're gonna do a hanging hunt here tonight, so I kinda wanna get out of here at a decent time, get back to the house and get things situated to head back out earlier this afternoon. Definitely the slowest day I've ever had in a tree in Iowa. We got completely goose-egged. Didn't see a deer this morning. Came in here this afternoon. This spot looks pretty promising. Seen nothing all night. You couldn't ask for a better start to November 2nd. We've only been in the tree for probably half hour of daylight here. We've already had 3 bucks and a handful of does come through. First one came right down the pipe, read the script. Hit every scrape on the trail all the way through here. Unfortunately, he was not quite big enough. But he put on a hell of a show, come through, he was snort wheezing, rubbing up scrapes, and a lot better start to the day today than yesterday, that's for sure. Let's ride. It was another slow night here in the tree in Iowa. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, this weather's just been not ideal for first week of November when you're hunting in a hoodie and pretty much one base layer. It's pretty non-typical for this time of year. But we're trying to make the most of it, trying to stay positive. Anything can still happen this time of year. Just gotta be in the stand and ready for when it does. The wind's kind of starting to pick up here, and I think it's going to be a good opportunity for us to kind of pack this stand up and get it moved over to where we want to sit for the afternoon. No sign of our big ones this morning. I just don't think that things are quite rocking here yet in Iowa. We ended up having a fairly decent night. We got a few minutes left, but that's pretty much going to be a wrap for November 3rd. Going to be going back to Wisconsin for a few days here, and then we'll be back at it next week. It was a beautiful day in the Iowa woods, but a disappointing day when it came to overall deer movement for us. We seen one buck all day long. I got high hopes. Tomorrow seems like it's going to be a good day, and we're going to be probably in one of our better spots. Today was just kind of we didn't have much to work with this wind that we had, so we just kind of had to improvise. It's just cracking daylight here. It's November 8th. We're back in the spot we call Marathon. This is one of my favorite spots here. It is a cool morning this morning. We got a perfect south wind that blows out into this CRP grass behind us. And I think we're gonna see something good today. It just feels like I couldn't sleep last night. I was up an hour before the alarm went off. I just felt like today was gonna be the day. Hoping for some decent movement again tonight. We seen a pile of deer this morning. We had a bunch of deer go off here to the woods to the northeast of us. So I'd imagine they'll come filtering back through this afternoon too. We're kind of right in the middle of two big wooded areas, so I feel like we're in a good transition, and we got food right by us, so we're gonna see deer tonight. We just need to see the right one. Straight in front of us. We had a close call tonight. One of our shooters, actually this guy, stepped out into the drainage ditch on us, and he got to about 60 and just wouldn't come any closer. I was kind of back and forth on, I had a little bit of a shot. He turned broadside and he was pretty relaxed. Felt like it was a shot I could have made, but I just didn't want to force it. Just felt like if it was meant to be, it was meant to be, and it wasn't meant to be tonight. He kind of hung out there at 60 and just came up and checked that fawn and then decided to turn around and went back. So we actually left a lot of stuff in the tree tonight. We're gonna come right back again in there in the morning and give it a shot. There's just too many good bucks in there to not spend more time in there. We're gonna run into one of them sooner or later. It's about 9 o'clock here right now. Today's been just polar opposite of yesterday morning. Yesterday morning by now we've probably seen 15 plus deer. This morning I think we've seen 3 and not a single buck. I think we're gonna pack it up here though. I don't want to stay too long in here. Been kind of back and forth at what I want to do tonight, and there's a couple spots we could sit that I got some cameras out on. Leaning also towards doing a hanging hunt, which I think that might be what we end up doing. I got a couple spots in mind that I've never stepped foot in, but I wouldn't mind just giving it a shot just to see. So the plan is probably just to stay out of here until the conditions get good again. We're out in a new spot tonight. Totally came into this spot blind. And it's on a piece of public I've had pinned for a while to check out, just never stepped foot in it. This spot looks good though. I mean, it's got everything you need. It's got water, it's got thick bedding, it's got oak timber ridges. It's kind of got a recipe for holding deer, it looks like. It's the morning of November 10th here this morning. We've kind of had a little bit of an interesting morning so far. We got into this spot we sat last night. Had a vehicle drive by, blaring on the horn. And shortly after that, we had another vehicle pull in, park right where we were. And it wasn't 10, 15 minutes later, all of a sudden we seen headlamps coming. Somebody come right down through the creek here. I was pretty much gonna walk right up on us. Brought my flashlight out, flashed them to let them know we were here. And they just decided to shut their light off, so not sure where they went. So not really the start to the morning that we were hoping, but we'll give it a shot here this morning. It's warm, not really ideal temps again for this time of year. It's been kind of the common theme for this November so far. Burp. Jim, 34 yards, pinwheeled him. We're tagged out. That happened so fast. Kind of was in a negative mindset this morning just because of all the hoopla we had going on. I look up all of a sudden and this buck's coming right straight at us. I have the Rise 2 pin. I put the second pin on him. My second pin's 38. I put it right on him low, and I'm pretty sure I just heart shot him. And he ran up the hill 40 yards and piled up. November 10th, we're tagged out in Iowa, buddy. There's blood all over here. There's my arrow. She is soaked. To be honest, I was not expecting much this morning. We came in here and like I said, we had some other hunters kind of come up in on us. And it's been super warm. It's probably in the 60s right now. Got up to like 74 yesterday. And the deer movement just completely shut down. They're calling rain here today. It's been really a tough last couple weeks of hunting for me. I've had some solid bucks on camera, just with the warm weather conditions, just haven't really been seeing them. We seen a good one a couple days ago. Had no clue really where to go yesterday. We just kind of looked at Onyx and kind of picked a spot that we thought would have been beneficial for us to sit, and it just worked out perfect. Pretty pumped to get this buck down. Pretty special deer for me. It's my biggest buck I've killed on public land in Iowa. Now Melissa's up to bat. She's got a tag. She's got a few days that she can hunt here coming up, starting tomorrow, and really wanting to get her on a buck. That's kind of been my #1 goal this year, is to get her to fill a buck tag more than anything. So can't thank Jim enough again for coming to film me, and can't thank my wife enough for putting up with all the crazy hunting habits that I have through the fall. Spent a lot of time in the field, a lot of time away from home. So just can't say enough how great it is having her support and doing what I love to do. So it's time to celebrate, Jimbo.
Oh yeah.